Today is Sunday, February 9th, 2020. I usually upload on Saturdays and film on Saturdays. Yesterday, I was on a work trip the last part of this week, and our flight got delayed. It was just supposed to be a really quick work trip. I think the flight's a total of an hour. Really easy, except when your flight gets delayed due to mechanical issues. So I was supposed to get home kind of late morning. Got home about mid-afternoon, which just kind of threw off my whole day. I think I lost about 4 hours to my day when all was said and done. So, and on top of that, it was about a 70-hour work week. So I just decided, I took like a 3-hour nap when I got home yesterday and decided I'd upload this morning. Well, it's almost noon now when I'm recording this, but record and upload today when I was a little bit fresher. So here we are. And if you see my sleeping Simon in the back there, he's keeping me company. I am changed locations because I just feel like I need a little more space. I'm a little cramped in my craft room. So I'm going to try, everything is kind of spread out here. And now that I'm doing even more stitching and working on more projects, I'm going to try kind of maybe moving around a little bit to find the right space to film where I can kind of spread out a little bit. So before we really jump into things, I want to give a couple of shout outs to people I've been watching lately. The first one, and I'll link both of their channels below, but the first one is Carla Being Crafty. So Carla is relatively new to stitching. I can't remember, new to stitching or come back to stitching. I can't quite remember Carla. But her channel is called Carla Being Crafty. I think she's back within the past 6, 7, 8 months to cross stitching. So she's very crafty. She dyes her own fabric. She makes needle minders. She is talking about opening an Etsy shop to sell some of these things. So she will take orts and put them inside resin and make a needle minder out of it. So I think that's a really great use of your orts, especially if you're working on a project that has some meaning or whatnot. So she's very, very sweet. She has a very friendly, calming demeanor, and she's working on some quite big projects. So it's really fun. So check her out. And the other person I've been watching is Joyful Stitcher, Annie. She does a lot of variety of stitching, which I really like. She shows a lot of patterns I've never seen before. She kind of does things her own way. So, where a lot of us maybe are doing, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Stitch from Stash or something. She'll do it, but she'll put a twist on it for her own way that I haven't really seen a lot of other Flosstubers do. So she's really interesting. She's very entertaining. She has an Etsy shop, which I'll try to find a link below. I haven't had a chance to check it out before filming this, so I'm not quite sure what all she sells in there, but check her out, Joyful Stitcher, Annie. She's really great as well. I have my notes. I have a bunch of notes for this week, so I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. So a couple weekends ago, we had 24 hours of cross stitch. I don't think I've uploaded since then, which feels like a really long time ago. So maybe I do need to rethink every 2 weeks and go to once a week, at least once in a while. Anyway, I did participate in 24 hours of cross stitch. I did Friday through Sunday. I did not do continuous. I cannot do that. Maybe if I were 20 years younger, I could do that, but anymore I can't do that. I did manage to do 18 hours of the 24, so 6 hours a day. And even though I didn't get the full 24 hours, I was really proud of 18 hours. I quickly realized well into Friday, I'm like, I'm not going to make 24 hours. And that's okay. If I can make 18, my goal kind of became 18 hours pretty quickly. I'd be happy with that. I did meet that. 18 hours is far more than I've ever stitched in a 3-day period of time. So I was really, really pleased. And I can show you what I got accomplished through that. So that was really fun. So if you are interested, the next one is coming up near the end of April. There's a Facebook group, Jen Lee sponsored or puts it on, hosts the 24 hours of cross stitch, and the rules are really lax. You can kind of do it however works for you and your schedule. I'm not sure that I'll be able to do the April one though, because I will be coming off a very big, probably the biggest work trip that I have for the year, and it's a very exhausting, tiring. I'm an introvert, believe it or not, and most of my job is very extroverted. So a lot of times I come home and I'm just completely wiped out. And this particular job is, or this trip is talking to hundreds and hundreds of people throughout the week. So it's a very tiring job. So I don't think I'll be able to do the April 24 hours of cross stitch. So some quick stats from January. So for the first time, I'm actually tracking my time for stitching, and that's due to the 24 hours of cross stitch. Jen put out a journal, or like a journal planner, that you can track minutes or stitches. I don't really track stitches because I'm not really sure how to do that without counting a whole bunch, and as we know, counting is kind of hard. So I track time because I just use my stopwatch on my phone, and it's great, and it's super easy. So in the month of January, I did stitch every single day, at least 24 minutes. I think I didn't write down my shortest day, I think was 30 some minutes. And I can't remember my longest day, but it was definitely one of those during the 24 hours of cross stitch, 6 hours or so. So total, I stitched for 85 hours and 15 minutes in the month of January, which sounds like a lot. That averages out to 2 3/4 hours per day on average. And like I said, I stitched every single day for 31 days. I had 4 new starts. So on January 1st, we started Farewell to Anger. I restarted Cross Stitch Nation. I started Harbor Haven number 5, which I'll be talking about here in a minute. And I started Santa's Village from Country Cottage Needleworks. So I'll talk about that in a minute as well. I had 2 finishes. I finished Stars Bright by Lindy Stitches, which you have seen. And I did finish Harbor Haven scene number 5, which I'll show you today. So that's my update. So I know February is a bit shorter month, and there's no 24 hours of cross stitch, so I'm sure that kind of moves the needle a little bit in terms of the numbers for February. So I expect, or for January. So I expect February will be a little bit less stitchy. Okay, so let me show you what I've been working on the past couple weeks. Like I said, I started and finished Harbor Haven number 5. So number 5 is this scene. It starts about here and goes over here. My goal for this year is to finish Harbor Haven. There are 12 scenes, so I now have 5 done. This is what it looks like. I love it. This is one of those pieces that every time I look at it, every time I see it, it just takes my breath away. This is by the Bay Needle Arts. I'm stitching it on a 32 count smoky vintage white linen, maybe even weave, I can't recall. It took me a total of almost 22 hours to finish this. Now, I got the majority of this done during the 18 hours. This is all I worked on during the 24 hours of cross stitch. This is all I worked on. So I got a good chunk done, and that's how I was able to finish it in the month of January. I really love it. It's a great design. I have 7 more to go, so I put this away now for the month of February. It will come back out next month when my goal will be to do number 6, and then I will be halfway done. So that was a start and a finish, Harbor Haven number 5. Oh, 32 count Belfast linen and vintage smoky white. I did write it down. I've also been working on my temperature tree from Stitching Mommy. And this is where I'm at. So I got some more of the trunk done down here. It's not completely finished yet. There's still quite a bit to go. And the January branch is done. And I've started the February branch. I work on this on Sundays. So I'll be working on this tonight. Whoops, this way. I will probably frog. There's a funny looking leaf right here. I messed up on the counting somehow, so probably eventually I will take that out and restitch it. Maybe, but I don't know that you'll really be able to notice once everything is said and done. So that is my temperature tree from Stitching Mommy, and I'll link all these below. Next up was a new start for the month of, well, we've been talking about this. I was going to start it in January, but my fabric didn't come in. And then I was really close to finishing Harbor Haven, so I waited until I finished that, and I ended up starting Santa's House on the last day of January. So this is Santa's House, which is number 1 in the series of 12 of Santa's Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is what number 1 will look like. And I am using my Hearthside Craftworks frame for it, and this is where I've gotten so far. It is a lot of stitching. It's kind of, I don't want to say slow, but it's a lot of stitching. This has taken me quite a while to just get this part. So I may have overestimated, and I had wondered when I thought, can I do one a month? I might be pushing it. Especially this month, I need to do 2 if I want to stay on track and do 1 a month. But anyway, it is fun. I like the colors. I like how, look at these, can you see these swirls? Maybe I can, does that help? I love those swirls coming out of the smokestack. So this is quite fun. I am using my Hearthside Craftworks frame. This is the 28-inch frame. I didn't take out the pole things. Why bother? It is working really well. I do want to talk about this for a minute. I did a video on unboxing and showing how to set up the Craftworks frame, Hearthside Craftworks frame. They are a mom and pop shop in Calgary, I believe. And they are fantastic. This is handmade now. A lot of you know, if you've been following me for a while, my father is a woodworker. He's been a woodworker my whole life, not by trade, just by hobby, but he has built our home in the past. He has remodeled extensively the home. He can take a room, take it down to the studs, and rebuild it, and it's gorgeous. He also builds furniture. So I have some furniture pieces. I've had furniture pieces in the past that he has built. The house they live in now has a lot of his custom-built furniture pieces. So this is a hobby for him. He's very good. That's my opinion. Of course, I'm probably biased. And so these stands are handmade by John. And you know, being the daughter of a woodworker, I can really appreciate just kind of the quality of the wood they use and just the fine craftsmanship of the scroll frames. I have the lap stand, so it's not a floor stand. They do also offer a floor stand. I can see myself upgrading to a floor stand in the future, but because I mostly stitch in bed right now, lap stand made the most sense for me, and I really like it. And there's a lot of different options. You can check out my video. The one mistake I made, and this is nothing to do with Hearthside Craftworks. This is entirely user error. Standard that comes with a piece of webbing on the scroll rods here that you then baste your fabric to hold it in place. There was a little line in the whole, spiel that for ordering that says, if you want to use the Velcro system, you can request that we don't put the webbing on, but we don't sell the Velcro. You can get it from 123 Stitch. And at the time I thought, well, Velcro seems a lot easier than hand basting. So I ordered the scroll rods and I said, I'm planning to use the Velcro system. Can you please leave off the webbing? And they did. So I bought the Velcro system and I have not been happy with the Velcro system. Again, I want to be really clear. This has nothing to do with the product. The product is lovely and wonderful. It's completely my choice. What I don't like about the Velcro system is the Velcro, I can't get the Velcro to stay on my fabric. It stays on the rod. You put one side of the hook and loop fastener on your scroll rod, and you're supposed to put the other side on your fabric. And the idea is then you have enough of a border, so you just kind of slice it off when you are done. I've struggled to get that Velcro to stay on. I've tried stitching it on, which just ends up in a really gummy sewing needle that doesn't work properly. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've tried several different fabrics. So I did recently email them and said, I've made a mistake. This is completely user error. Do you by chance sell the webbing that I can reconstruct this in the way it was meant to be? This is one of those things of kind of trust the experts. They know what they're doing. Anyway, I struggle with the Velcro system. You may not. So they reached out and I got an email this week, but it was such a crazy week. I haven't had a chance to respond to their lovely email. They said that a lot of you have been ordering frames as well, which is wonderful, and keeping them busy. So that's really great. And they said they would send me the webbing. I'm also going to order additional rods to kind of build up my stash and all of that. So wonderful customer service. They prefer, they are a mom and pop shop. These are handmade. These are handcrafted by John at their home. So this is not, it's not a factory. They are hand built. So Lovely, lovely products, especially I feel like if you're also a son or daughter of somebody who does woodworking, you will really understand and appreciate all the love and care that goes into creating something like this and all the work. It's like stitching, right? You can look at a stitching piece, but if you don't actually do stitching, you don't really understand how much time and work goes into it. So that was quite a tangent. But love the stand, love working on it. Now, when you get stand or scroll rods, they don't hold just by the nature of the scroll rod, they don't hold it as taut as, say, a Q-snap. So you can see this is loose, it's a little tighter in the middle. That's just the nature of the stands. That's just how they are. They are not going to be as tight as a hoop or a Q-snap. They do sell, and I did order some on Etsy. I haven't had a chance to go to the P.O. box yet, but they do sell little clippy things that will strap, or you can make your own. It's a little clip that goes around here and pulls it taut here. And so I have those. I am going to try them out and see if that works for me. So that is Santa's house. And then I did some work on Farewell to Anger, which Jan Hicks and I are hosting. Sorry about the glare. That is what it looks like. It is a Hade. The artwork is by Lenoid Afremov. Jan Hicks and I are hosting a Sal, hashtag Farewell to Anger Sal. Let's see. So what I'm going to start doing, this is where I'm at right now. So I am probably 2/3 of the way done with diagonal number 6. This is my Garon. Everything, every bag and every grime guard you see here is from Garon totem bags. I don't have any from any other companies. So that's where I'm at. You can see my last stitching session, I started getting a little bit of green. I don't know if that's showing up very well, but I do have a little bit of green coming through. So maybe if I hold it back here, you can see it a little bit better. So I am using Pattern Keeper app for this. It's going great. Yeah, it's really fun. It is a lot of color changes. It is slow going. My goal is to finish one page this year, which is 8,000 stitches. I'm at about 1,600 right now. I think I am going to sort of do a rotation. So I have goals set for each month of pieces I want to, because of Year of Whips, there are certain pieces that I want to start and or finish. This one, my goal is to get one page done, which is 8,000 stitches. So I'm going to do about a 4-hour rotation each month. I might have to increase it to 8 just to get a move on. But I'm going to do this 4 hours each month and then put it away until the next month. So I've already done my 4 hours for February. So I'm going to put it away now till March. And I do this on the 5th of each month, so full coverage on the 5th. But 4 hours, depending on when the 5th comes, if it's during the middle of the week, I can't do 4 hours. I can maybe get 2 hours out. If it's a weekend, I could probably get closer to the 4 hours. So it just depends on when the 5th is. So sometimes this might take 2 evenings of a rotation or close to two evenings. But I'm enjoying it, and it's going really well, and it is fun to see. I love blue. Blue is one of my favorite colors, but it is nice to see some green coming in there from some trees. So that is Farewell to Anger. And then I pulled out, when I was in my hotel room, I took just a small piece to work on. Let me see. This is from Lindy Stitches. This is called, I Have No Notion of Loving People by Halves. It's a Jane Austen quote. It's called No Notion. It's a freebie. I'm not sure if it's on her site or if you have to sign up for her newsletter. I got it when I placed an order from her. This is last year. So let me show you where I'm at. And I did start this in December last year, just got a little bit of a start, so it would count as a whip for this year. So in the hotel, what I got done was I finished this outside border and I started on this inner border. So that's what I got done. I didn't have a lot of energy, honestly, to stitch in the hotel room. So I just got that done. That took me maybe about 45 minutes or an hour, and I called it good. So that is what I've been working on the past couple of weeks. So I have been busy. Haul, I don't have a whole lot of haul to show you. I did get my February issue of The World of Cross Stitching, which I'm going to give away today. I have looked through it. There's nothing that I am dying to stitch in here. There's another Tatty Teddy. I know a lot of you like that for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be giving that away. I bought a pattern from Etsy. I can't show it to you or tell you about it because it's for my small for StitchCon, my smalls exchange for StitchCon. So that's going to be one of those things that I just moved the pattern. That's what I did. That's going to be one of those things that I might talk about or mention that I worked on, but I can't show it to you. But I will show it to you before I give it away so that you can see what I am working on. So I'll make sure to do that. And then I wanted to tell you, I downloaded, so Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates, you know she makes patterns. She's a designer. She will take her, a lot of her photos or inspiration from her photos and create patterns. So she just reached, is it 7,000, Jan, that you reached? She just reached, I think, 7,000 subscribers. So as a thank you, she is giving away for free her spring pattern on her website, which is madforyarn.com. I will link it below. And you have to go to the free section. She also has a winter, and we can assume she's going to come out with a summer and a fall or autumn one as well. Isn't that pretty? So this is a freebie on her website, Mad for Yarn, and you just go there and you check out and your total will be $0. So go ahead and check it out and look around, her site. She started out doing mostly full coverage, but she's starting to incorporate some other sizes as well. So if you don't like full coverage or don't want to spend the time on full coverage, she does have some other pieces as well. And I also picked up this one. This is another freebie, Heal Through the Journey, which I just think is a sweet little freebie as well. And this is free. So like I just said, so I picked that up too. So check out Jan Hicks' website for that. And that's all I have for haul. I do have stuff coming in the mail, which I'll tell you about later. I'm terrible. Stitches from Stash is just horrible. But I'm okay with that because that was never my goal for this year anyway. I'm doing Stitch from Stash because it's a part of Year of Whips. I really want to do Year of Whips. But this year they incorporated Stitch from Stash, which if you have a lot of stash is really great. I don't. I know I've said that before and I'll probably say it several times more, but I don't really have a lot of stash. So I'm in the red by like $100 and some, which is fine. I mean, you get a $25 a month budget or you can set your own budget. I just don't have a lot of stash, so my intent was never, so to be considered, and the whole thing is to be considered for a giveaway at the end of the year, you have to be in the green or in the black, however they say it, from Stitch from Stash at the end of June, at the end of December, as well as doing all the requirements for the Year of Whips. I'm probably not going to win anyway, which is okay. I'm okay with that. It's been very motivating anyway, just being involved in Year of Whips. I'm also in the What Whip group, which is a closed group now, where you're put in groups of 4 and you have to get at least 4 finishes for the year and 1 FFO. And I have a wonderful group. There's such sweet, sweet women in there, so I lucked out with such a fantastic group. So that's that update. Now, for giveaways, we are going faster than I expected through this, which is great. So for giveaways, I want to show you, well, wait, let me back up. That's not all I got for a haul. I got some Stitchy Kindness in the mail from Susan. Susan emailed me and said, I have some charts I'm not going to use. Do you want them? And I said, yes, please. So she sent me, look how pretty that card is. I love, this to me says spring. This to me says March, which is my birthday month. I don't love spring. I get allergies and, I'm not a summer person. But man, those colors are so beautiful. So very sweet card, very sweet note in that card. So thank you, Susan. And she sent us a bunch of charts. She said I could keep some, give some away, whatever I wanted to do with them. So I wanted to show you, first up was this French Country 3. It's an apple. Isn't that sweet? It's 48 by 65 stitches. So finished size is 3.3 inches by 4.6 inches. Very sweet. She gave us Geranium House. Oh, sorry about that glare. By Little House Needle, or Country Cottage Needleworks. She gave us ornaments. The sticker's over it, so I can't quite tell the name, but Saltbox Village. It's an ornament collection by Little House Needleworks. She gave us Cardinal Winter, another ornament. Isn't that cute? Tweet with the little birds. She gave us, who is this by? Not Forgotten Farm, Needful, wait, here. Ah, 'Tis Spring by Not Forgotten Farm. Isn't that sweet? I'm keeping this one. I'm going to stitch this one. I'm going to probably deprim it a bit. Is that a word, deprim it? I'm just going to brighten up the colors a bit. I am probably also keeping this one to stitch, Cardinal Winter, because I love that one. And then this one she also sent. This is Little House Needleworks. This is the Inn at Fox River Mill. Now, I've already given this one away. Angie, I'm sorry I haven't gotten in the mail to you yet. I give this away in my Facebook group. So if you're not a member of our Facebook group, then go ahead and you want to sign up. I do random giveaways. And because it's a relatively small group, you have a better chance of winning a giveaway. So Angie won this, so this is not up for giveaway. I'm going to put it over here so I remember to get it in the mail. Angie, it should go in the mail to you tomorrow. So that is what Susan gave to us to share. Today I'm going to give away this one, I think, Geranium House. I think that's really sweet, and it can be very, very spring. I think it's such a pretty one. So thanks, Susan, for her generosity. All right. So giveaways from last week. I gave away the January issue of the World of Cross Stitching, and the winner of this is Cheryl Lemon. So Cheryl, congratulations, you won. Do email me at sueslookstitch@gmail.com and I will get this in the mail to you. I'm going to the P.O. Box tomorrow and probably not again until maybe Friday. So if you get this in time, I know it's a quick turnaround. Then we had the 4 Rovaris. Livia from Rovaris very kindly sent me 4 charts to give away. They all included charms as well. She has an Etsy shop. I will link it below. Very, very sweet woman. I love her stuff so much. I have some stuff in my cart on Etsy. I just need to hit purchase. So first up, we had this piece. Rovaris. What is it called? I'm not sure what it's called. I called it South. I'm not sure. I think you get all 4 of them in there. Anyway, the winner is Andre Williams. So Andre, send me your address, email me your address, and I'll get that in the mail to you. And it comes with an anchor charm. I can't really show it to you though because there's part of the chart is on the back. Next up we had, the daisy one, which I said was my favorite because daisies are my favorite flower. And the winner of this is Julie Gomery. Julie Gomery. You won this, and it's a little flower charm and a bee charm. So sorry about the glare. Next up, we have the farm. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? And the winner of this is Marie from Stitching is My Happy Place. So Marie, please email me. And last but not least, we have Freedom. Goes this way. Stars, Stripes, Freedom. And the winner of this is Carla. Carla Kathy, you won this. Carla, I don't know if I already have your address. Do I? I might. I should have checked before. But maybe just email it to me anyway, just to be safe. And I'll get those out in the mail to you soon. Okay, so for this week's giveaways, I have the February issue of the World of Cross Stitching. Been giving these away a lot, which is fine. I'm probably not going to renew my subscription just because there's not much in here that I find that I want to stitch, but I do like looking through magazines. Anyway, if you want to be entered to win this, say something, again, all the usual rules, don't say giveaway, be 18 so you can give me your address. I will ship to anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you live. So people who are outside the U.S., you're welcome to enter as well. Say something about February, because it's the February issue. So I love your sentences. Some of you try to create, you don't have to do this. You can just say February, whatever. But some of you try to create entire sentences to make it work, and they're such fun to read. And you are all so creative. It's so much fun to read. So that was February. I'm going to give away this one from Susan sent to us. This is called Geranium House. But because geranium is so hard to spell, you can see where my weakness is, right? Let's just say house. This is just house. Okay? That one is house. Then this actually came with the February issue of World of Cross Stitch, but I'm going to split it up to have 2 separate giveaways. This is the freebie that came with it. It's a bookmark. Well, at heart. So just say something about a bookmark. That's just to spread the goodies a little bit. And I will tell you, this is ripped open a little. I have not done anything to it. It just, when I was pulling it off the packaging, it ripped. When I was trying to get the glue off of it, it did rip open. So everything is in there for you, but I do want you to know it is ripped open, but it's not used. So say something about bookmark. Look at that. Look at those flowers. We are getting ready for spring, aren't we? And then the next giveaway, now you remember a while back, Robin from, Robin, I keep wanting to say your old Flosstube. Her old Flosstube was Symbol and Twine. Her new one is A Bird's View. Oh, Robin. I'm so sorry. Robin is a friend of mine, and I feel so bad. I'll link it below for sure, and I'll check it and I'll put it down here. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking. Anyway, Robin sent me a bunch of patterns to give away on my channel. She sent these last year, and so I want to give away this one today. We'll say something about alphabet. This is Country ABCs. Now, look at this, may give you a better. I think these are so cute. Can you see? You could, now this shows it on a blanket, but what I'm thinking, look at M for mitten. What I'm thinking would be so super sweet. Now, I know some of you have little new grandbabies out there. What would be so sweet is if you made this as like a cloth flip book for a baby, right? So you stitched, I mean, on a blanket too, but if you stitched each letter of the alphabet on a separate panel and then sewed it together as like a cloth baby book to learn their ABCs, wouldn't that be the sweetest thing? Or you could spell out their name or their initials. I think it's really, really sweet. Each one, well, I don't know. Calls for Anchor. It's from 1994. It's just black and white patterns. Yeah, really easy to read. The patterns are actually very nice size and very well printed. Like the lines of the patterns are very bold. So this is a great one. So we'll say alphabet. Okay, so that's all the giveaways for this week. My notes. So plans, upcoming plans. Let me move you a little bit here. So upcoming plans, I am going to hopefully finish Santa's House. That is my plan. And start on Poinsettia Place. I would really like to finish both of those this month. I keep forgetting it's only the 9th. So it feels like, okay, February is almost over, but it's actually really not. I need to do a 4-hour rotation on Cross Stitch Nation. So in addition to Farewell to Anger, I want to do a 4-hour rotation on Cross Stitch Nation because I do want to get that done this year. And again, I might have to adjust how much time I need to spend on that. It might be more like 8 hours. But once I get that done, then I can replace it with another piece that I have started previously that I'm trying to finish for this year. So I want to do a 4-hour rotation on Cross Stitch Nation. I'm going to continue with the temperature tree every Sunday. That's easy enough. And then my goal for February was to start on my Chatelaine evening in the park. Now, I don't know that I'll be able to do that within the next 2 weeks. The Chatelaine is not one I'm expecting to finish this year, so I just want to get it started this month because one of the themes for February is Lantern Lane. So this is in Year of Whip. She has monthly themes. And there are lanterns in Evening in the Park. So I do want to get it started. I do not think I will finish it, and I don't necessarily have plans to pull it back out after this month for this year. And then my foot is falling asleep, you guys. My next Flosstube is scheduled to go up on February 22nd. I am unsure if I will be able to do that or not. And the reason is because I am having my first of 2 eye surgeries on February 21st. It's just outpatient. It's just they are replacing my natural lenses in my eye with artificial lenses. It's essentially cataract surgery. I don't have cataracts. I have other issues, but essentially it's cataract surgery. They're replacing the lenses in my eye. I have no idea what kind of shape I'll be in if I can sit here. So if anybody's had cataract surgery, if you can tell me what the recovery is like, because I have no clue. They said you'll be out of work for 3 to 4 days, which is fine. But can I just sit here and talk to you guys? Am I going to feel up to that? I have no idea. So I will keep you posted, but that's what's going on. If I am not back on the 22nd, I will be back as soon as I can after that. And then the last thing, I'm still behind on responding to comments from the last video, so I apologize about that. I will respond to them. Your comments are important to me. I enjoy reading them. It's just been a hectic couple of weeks. But I think that's everything. So I think that's it. So I hope you have a great couple of weeks. I hope February's going well. It's a short month, so if you're feeling the need for spring, just hang in there. Spring will be here before we know it. And just be kind to yourselves and be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.